Hello and welcome to the Stupendium Patreon exclusive Stupendium Softworks B-Day Bbq&A, because it's this guy's birthday.
It is.
And we're at a barbecue. We're not at a barbecue, it was yesterday. That's why.
Surprise,
we lied. We're filming it the morning after the barbecue. Haha, you've been fooled.
I'm slightly hungover and I'm 35 now. Both these things are painful.
But not as painful as video game development.
Yes, which is what we're here to talk to you about today.
Yeah, you've sent us a whole bunch of questions, and we're going to do our best to answer them to the fullest extent of our ability and the law.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magni Stein Thorbjornsson. That's definitely how you pronounce that.
I know that name well.
What genre of games will you be making, and how big is the scope? Roughly when do you plan to release the first one?
I mean, that's 3 questions.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
You can't do that.
Unacceptable.
Magni, bad.
Next.
Bad.
What genre of games we'll be making? We have ideas and plans for lots of things.
Yes.
We're not limiting ourselves to one genre.
Indeed.
But I think we can say what our first project will be.
Yes, so our first project is a first-person horror survival game. That's as much as we're going to say for now.
Who'd have guessed?
But there we are. Who would have guessed that a
who'd have guessed?
YouTuber would make a first-person horror survival game? But here we are.
But I think we're doing our own unique twist on it.
Yes, we're not going for like the standard sort of like mascot horror kind of game. We're taking our own sort of spin on it. We're making something that is so unique that only we could probably make it. So,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, I think so. Not to toot our own horns or anything.
No,
but
but we are incredible.
yes, we are.
So when do we expect it to release? That's uncertain, but we're aiming for sort of Q1/Q2 next year. Most
yeah.
likely Q2.
Yep. It really depends on a few little things coming in, but yeah, Q2 is probably where we're going to be hitting for that. Probably. Hopefully.
It's a slow
Hopefully.
process.
Yeah, making games takes a while. We've been working on it for a while already, but we've still got a bunch to get done before the game is ready to even show.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's ready to show, you'll know about it. But in terms of scope, we try to keep it nice and tight.
Yeah.
We're trying to make games in a way which is like sustainable, and so we can continue making games into the future forever, ad infinitum, in fact.
That's a reference.
So we're trying to keep the budget really tight so we can make the money back and then make the next game and the next game and the next game forever.
This is our dynamic. Alex tries to keep the budget really tight, and I push back against that and like to.
And very occasionally I let you have
Occasionally,
your
we
way.
have a treat. Yeah.
It's an occasional treat, but a lot of the time I'll be like, that's probably going to cost a ridiculous sum of money because it takes ages to get that tech working.
I don't know about game dev. I'm coming out as the outsider. I'm learning. So sometimes I'll suggest something that I think is like a really quick little, what if, we added this little thing and now that's an extra 6 months of work for a team of 5 people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you'll be like, why? And I'll be like, okay, well, here's all the reasons that this is a very complicated piece of like tech.
And normally it makes sense.
Yeah, normally.
New Body says, will the games be available on Steam, or how can they be accessed by players?
Ooh, well, yes, Steam is a definite.
Nobody knows the trouble I've Steam.
Hey!
Yeah, it will be on Steam.
It'll be on Steam, and we're aiming for Steam and Steam Deck.
Yes, Steam Deck we want to try and get at launch. Fingers crossed that's going to happen.
There'll be Itch.
We're doing Itch as well, which is where we'll go for like on Itch the revenue split is a lot better, so we'll have it on Itch as well, and we might try and do Epic Game Store as well. But it'll be primarily a PC only game initially.
Yeah, and then if it does well enough, there'll be scope to console port it.
Yeah.
But that's a whole extra cost and process. So if the game does well enough on PC, it might end up on console. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Stomping Liger says, I know you two are absolute powerhouses.
Aww.
Debatable. But I doubt even you can pull off such a big thing alone. What does your team look like?
Our team is pretty sort of universally aligned on things like number of limbs.
Yep, they've got 5 fingers on each hand, mostly, I think.
We've not seen their feet, so we can't guarantee they have the same number of toes.
I have asked, but apparently it's a problem.
Apparently that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
They all have hair for the most part of varying lengths and colours.
Yep. Some of them
Typically-
have facial hair as well.
Yeah.
They normally wear clothes.
Certainly when at work they do.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
We tend to operate on a clothes policy.
Yeah. That being said, everyone works remote, so we don't know for certain they're wearing clothes whilst they're working.
We know that they're wearing them from at least the top down to about here, but then we don't know everything else is fair game.
That was one of the taglines we debated.
Everything else is fair game.
we went with stupidly serious about games, but the other tagline was Stupendium Softworks potentially naked from the waist down.
But in all seriousness, we've got an amazing team of people. If you played Polyamory, a lot of the team from Polyamory has moved across to Stupendium Softworks, and some people from OnlyCans as well have moved across. So like our lead writer, Anna, wrote some of the stuff for OnlyCans, wrote a good chunk of Polyamory, and was like our sort of lead writer on that project. She's had a bunch of different titles under her belt. She's worked on Legend of Zelda. She's worked on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, one of the versions of that before the final version released. So Anna's amazing. We have Artemis, who is our sort of like lead technical person. They come from such fame as a bunch of different VR games. So if you've heard of like Holiday Simulator at Alchemy, they worked on that. They're incredibly technically minded, very good at their job. They fix problems for us in minutes, which is wonderful.
We've got like Sam, our head artist.
Yep.
She's incredible. I don't know off the top of my head Sam's past credits.
Sam worked on OnlyCans.
Oh, aside from obviously the Only.
And then she's done a bunch of freelance work on different games around the world, on little indie projects. And I've always wanted to work with her again, so she's back on this project as well.
Sam then under Sam's Elmo as well, doing 3D artwork. We've got Jen on sound.
Yeah, so Jen had never ever done video game sound before Polyamory, and she learnt the entirety of Fmod, which is the program we use for all of our sound, in several months. And you could not tell that this is kind of her first game job. She's stunning and really good at her job.
And the list goes on. We've got the developer server we have on Discord for people who've worked on the game is at 39 members,
about 39
I think.
members. People dip in and dip out.
But in terms of active development, we've got at least 10 to 15 people working on it at any moment.
Yep.
You can find out about a good bunch of them on the Softworks website. There's a Meet the Team page. And not all the team is there. There are still some people who've yet to fill out the little form and get their little pictures on Meet the Team. But you can learn about more of them there.
Yeah, no, that's great. They're all really, really cool people, and they're all really talented. Well, they're really skilled.
We don't use the word talented.
No, we use skilled.
Why not?
Talent implies like a natural, innate gift, whereas skill implies like you've put the work in.
Yeah, and everyone has put the work in, and they all know their stuff.
It's another question from Newbody. What game development software are you using? Why? And do you recommend it for beginner game developers?
Shall I take this one?
I think this is a tech question. This is a you question.
Well, so we are using Unreal Engine, I think it's 5.4 point something, 5.4.1. It's an older version of Unreal Engine. So what we tend to do is we don't go with like the most up-to-date engine because it tends to have a lot more instabilities. So we've gone a couple of like steps back to an earlier version of Unreal Engine for this game. Polyamory was made in Unity, but when we were sort of debating which engine to go with, we ended up with Unreal because of primarily costs, but also it's a very powerful engine for people who know how to use it. I think Unreal Engine gets a bad rap because a lot of like first-time game developers go into Unreal Engine not knowing how to use it, and you end up with these like games that are like poorly optimized. But we know what we're doing with it because we've been doing this stuff for like 10 years. So we'll come out with a game that's pretty slick out the end on the back end of it. That doesn't mean that we might not like dabble with Unity as well occasionally for other projects, but Unreal is our sort of main engine for like our big project. Yeah, that's kind of where we are. Other than that, in terms of software that we use, primarily we do a lot of our animation and modeling in Blender. Some of our artists use Maya for their 3D modeling. Jen uses Fmod for all of their sound stuff. They use Ableton as well, I believe, as a piece of software. As for first-time game development, I would recommend either Unity as a start, or perhaps Game Maker as a start, because you kind of need to learn the logic first before you start going into like the bigger engines. Unreal is great, but it has a bit of sort of like a learning plateau. So as soon as you get into the engine, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of like features that you might not necessarily need. But there's a lot of tutorials out there, so basically choose your engine, go online, find the tutorials, and you'll probably be able to figure it out as you go along. But I'd recommend Unity or Game Maker first, because they're nice and simple.
RPG Maker.
Or RPG Maker. RPG Maker is underrated.
3D Game Creator.
3D. Oh God, no! don't buy 3D Game Creator. I don't think it's even on the market anymore.
No,
but it was bad.
FPS Creator.
Ooh. Oh boy. No, but
That's where I cut my teeth.
A bunch of like really good stuff got made with RPG Maker, right?
yeah,
Was it,
RPG
like,
Maker is great.
To the moon.
Yeah,
That was RPG
yeah.
Maker.
RPG Maker is I think RPG Maker is a genuine engine that can be used for game development. It's great, and I think people who really want to get into game development and understand how game development works, get RPG Maker, practice with it, just learn some stuff. I think when I first started making video games, I used the Neverwinter Nights 1 Aurora toolkit to do my first like level design and story making in that. You can get that on Steam already. It's free, it's pretty cheap on Steam, so you can get that. But I just modded games to start with, to sort of learn how they worked, and then eventually ended up in a situation where I could make them fully from scratch.
Atomic Fear asks, what is your ultimate goal with Stupendium Softworks? Obviously, besides making games and having a crazy and stylish time doing it, is there anything you strive for with this new studio?
Money, moolah, dosh,
Cashola.
cashola.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like cash, but more hola.
Oh, ta-da.
It's Spanish.
Anyway, yes, we are looking to make something long-term and sustainable that we can both have creative satisfaction in,
Yeah.
and be able to like make our money back and make your money back, and keep like our little group of people paid and build little creative projects in a way that makes sense.
A little haven from big industry.
Yes, the industry at the minute is a bit of a mess. About 10% of all game developers have been laid off in the last 3 years. It has been a bit of a bloodbath, and this is entirely down to a lot of these bigger companies making really, really dumb decisions and chasing trends and wasting a lot of effort when they're building these games. Like, you don't get to see this, but hundreds of games never ever make it to the light of day because things get changed or games get cancelled and they are just behind hidden walls. And what we want to be doing is building games in a way where we don't ever have to cancel a game because we're just building them with a small budget and we're making smart decisions and we're sort of building the stepping stones for future projects. So everything we make in the game we're working on at the minute, we're going to be taking that stuff and taking it to the next game and building on it and making it better and better and better, which is not something that you see in games a lot. A lot of studios, they'll make a game, they'll take the whole thing and throw it away and then start from scratch again. And we're not planning on doing that. We're doing things the smart way.
Yeah, and for me, I love what I do on YouTube. I love the creating songs and music videos about other people's content. But like, I want to tell stories. I want to create for myself. And as much as I get to be creative with what I do on YouTube, I'm always within the bounding box of other people's IP and other people's ideas, other people's stories. And there's only so much I can do within that. So this is a chance for me to sort of spread my wings creatively and, tell some stories and make my own thing and have a thing that is like fully mine. Obviously, the whole studio is working on it, but a thing I get to sort of call my own. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having that.
Yeah.
Arturo Belmont asks.
That's a cool name.
That's a good name.
This is direct.
They might be a vampire. Yeah.
Will you be the main musician of the games, or just the music director in charge of more people making music, or both?
Well, so I am a lyricist, first and foremost, and a performer. I don't really know how to compose or direct music in the same way that like a person who specializes in composing video games does. So we have a composer on board, and Jen obviously is our sort of audio director.
Yep.
There will obviously be Stupendium songs and music involved in this first game and in later games. I will not be in control of the entire musical process, but I will be overseeing it to a degree. and anything like lyrical, anything written, I'll be writing. But when it comes to like composing the score, that's someone else's wheelhouse, and I'm just sort of creatively directing over the top of that.
Yeah, your position is creative director. So, in terms of positions, Stupes is creative director. So you're in charge of like the creative vision of the project, like the visuals, the story comes through you a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm the studio director, so my job is primarily to keep the game running, to make sure we are sticking to budget, to make sure that the game is going in the right direction. I spend a lot of my time focusing on like the actual gameplay of the game and the minutiae of that kind of stuff. So we have quite a good like split of roles. So you're mainly focused on the sort of like the feel and the story and the narrative and how it looks, and I'm focused on how it plays and making sure that the game is done for the time we want it to be done by.
There are a lot of really talented creative, I'm not using the word talented, there are a lot of really skilled creative people on this project. And all have an input on the creative side of things, but all of their stuff will go through me for sort of final approval and direction and so on. So, yeah.
Make HD 2004 says, what can you share about your first game?
Oh.
Absolutely nothing. You don't get anything. No, we can tell a few things, I suppose.
What can we tell?
So, I suppose we could probably say your role in it a little bit. Like, you are kind of a main character.
Yeah, so I'm performing as the main character in the game.
Yeah.
As we've said already, it's a survival horror puzzler, I guess. There's a puzzly element to it. Sort of stealth puzzle in a horror environment.
Indeed.
If you've got to the end of our little ARG, which took that's 6.5 hours.
You'll solve my riddles far too quickly.
Yeah,
and I'm slightly mad about it.
Then you might have a hint as to sort of the setting and the era of the game. Interestingly, they solved it, and they were going ravenous solving it.
Yeah,
and they got to the end.
They were just like, oh, this is just a thing. They haven't like. Those of you who are on the ARG, read that invitation, look at everything, all the clues and everything that came before it, and try and start piecing together what that might mean, because everything that was written and everything that you see is very important. And so if you're into that sort of lore crafting and theory crafting, you should be looking at that stuff now and trying to figure out like what it means, because everything we wrote has a reason. So, yeah.
So one big thing that we want to do at Softworks, and it's a thing that, again, I think only we can really do in the way we can do it, is incorporate live action. We mentioned in the studio announcement video that we want to combine my skills as a filmmaker with Alex's skills as a game director. And a big part of that is the game is, to an extent, an FMV game. There is full motion, there is full motion video in it. We're doing live action stuff, which is being produced by the normal Stupendium video side team. So they're also involved. Working on sort of live action cutscenes and elements. I think Remedy is a big inspiration for us.
Remedy,
among other things. So you'll be seeing my face in the game.
Yeah.
So I apologise for that. My face and a bunch of other talent, skilled.
It's so hard not to.
It's
just a natural baked-in thing, but you need to say skilled.
You need to say
people are skilled rather than
a whole bunch of other actors and performers as well will be appearing in it.
I will say, not to spoil anything, but we've had like the initial versions of like one of the first like videos through, and it is phenomenal. Like it is stunning work. It's the quality bar is so high, and this is very oddly similar to the experience of Only Cans and Polyamory, in that we're making a video game, it's going fine, everything's all right, and then suddenly Stupes drops a video. Or a piece of music, and we go, oh god, we've got to make the game good now, because this thing is like, the quality bar is up here and the game is kind of here right now, and so we've got to pull it kicking and screaming up to the same quality bar. So yeah, I'm genuinely stunned and impressed by how good the video is.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to see the rest of them when they come out.
I'm excited for these guys to see it.
Oh god, yeah, you are going to be stunned, I think, by how good everything is.
David Wilson asks...
Hi, David Wilson.
Hey, David Wilson.
I can pronounce that one.
Yeah.
Unless it's like David Wilson.
Will he?
Will he or won't he?
David Wilson. Are there any games or game publishers/developers that you point to as inspiration?
Ooh.
Well, we've just mentioned Remedy.
Remedy is a very, very big touchstone. We are both fundamentally lovers of the game BioShock.
Yes.
And
Glad you've added of the game BioShock there.
it would be a real shock, biologically, if you didn't realise that we both love BioShock.
Yeah.
And so you're going to see that bloody everywhere.
That is obviously a key touchstone for us as well.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, you're a big fan of Dishonored.
Yeah, Dishonored is a good
Arcane
one for us.
are one of my favourite developers.
Yeah. The game is somewhat so with this first game, our logic is keep things simple because we're starting out as a studio, we're learning the ropes, we're sort of bringing you along for the journey. And whilst a lot of us have worked together on Polyarmory, not all of us have worked together as a massive team. So what we want to do is keep the scope and the gameplay simple. So we have a bit of immersive sim kind of going on in there, but it's like very simple immersive sim. There's not like too much going on, just to keep it simple. Next game, we can like dial that up a little bit, but for this game, we're going very simple with it.
We've got relatively simple gameplay systems, but we're really putting our focus on world building and story and environment and atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's already looking fantastic, so yeah.
Bean Pastor or Bean Pastor, perhaps.
From the Church of Bean.
Is well, it's spelled like
You eat beans with me, I eat beans with you.
Bean be with you.
Bean be with you.
It's
Hello.
Pastor, which could be pastor, as in like Christian like pastor, or you know, like al pastor, the dish.
Ah.
You know?
I like
both.
Yeah, both.
Bean pastor or
May the bean be with you.
Yeah. Says.
Jalapeno.
They say, so excited what you'll come up with. Big question, compared to only cans and polyamory, how sorry will you be about the upcoming project?
I don't think we're going to be sorry about this one at all.
I don't think. Well, there's one like side story.
Yeah, there's one side story.
That just as a tribute to Only Cans and Polyamory is probably the one bit we'll be sorry for.
Yeah.
Just because that through line has to be there in your creative catalogue.
I don't think it has to be, but here we are. In the year 2026.
So no, I don't think we'll be sorry for this game, but we will be sorry for a small part of it.
So with Polyamory and Only Cans, they're very much like sort of kind of jokey games. They're essentially like one big, incredibly polished joke, whereas this is a lot more serious.
It is.
It's serious, but it's got our silliness to it.
Yeah, it's a serious world with a serious story, but with our brand of zaniness woven through it.
Yes, it is a proper like. I mean, I can't not say that Only Cans and Polyamory are proper games because they are proper games. I think if you look at like Only Cans being the silliest, Polyamory having like a core of like deep, like there's a deep sadness in Polyamory if you like play the full game through and understand it. I think this is a little bit further along in terms of like seriousness and real stakes and real people and characters and storytelling. Yeah, I think we're starting to tend towards more serious.
Yep.
But there's also silly going on in there as well.
Yeah.
This is my favourite username so far.
Okay.
Remote control dustpan.
Oh, strong.
That's strong.
That's
yeah,
strong.
I like that.
They ask, will you do it for good or for evil?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, Vesper. Hi, Vesper.
Hey, Vesper.
Vesper asks, how did it feel seeing us struggle for the ARG? Also, happy birthday, Oxy.
Thank you. Here's my birthday now. It was a lot like watching 1,000 tiny hungry ants descend on like a corpse and strip it in like 10 seconds. It was...
What ants have you seen?
You know, like army ants and stuff, right?
Okay.
And they just go and they just pile over it.
Okay.
Like that. It was genuinely terrifying because I was like, oh, it'll take them like 2 days, maybe a week.
Yeah.
And then...
There's a point in the ARG where the difficulty spikes, and we were like, "Oh, they're going to race through the first third."
And there was that point where they got the 404 page before they were meant to, and then they were like, "Oh, what is this?" And they were just banging their heads against it because they didn't have the key for it yet.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Yeah, okay, that'll take them a while." And then suddenly you only need one person. It's like if you've seen Takeshi's Castle. There's a bit in Takeshi's Castle where people like run through like paper walls, and like some of them are like wooden walls.
Yeah.
You only need one person to run through the paper wall, and then everyone else goes in through. and it's just like that basically. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, you beat our expectations. So the next one will be harder.
Oh god, yeah. No, I'm gonna pull out every bloody stop. You're gonna really struggle with it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna laugh. Hopefully.
You're going to regret solving this one so quickly.
Yeah, because my resolve is ever stronger to beat you. I think the thing that shocked me most was the Disney World questions. I was like, there is like one video on YouTube, a single video of like the Great Movie Ride, where the camera just pans enough to be able to see the name of the
general store.
Of the general store, and I was like, that'll take him at least like a day to find, because it's such a it was like there's only one of them that does it. No, apparently not. Apparently, I need to try harder.
Yeah.
Well done anyway, you jerks.
Gabrielle Lester says, are you planning to release the game yourself, or do you have a publisher planned?
We have no publisher planned. We're not against working with a publisher, but right now it's all planned to be self-published.
Yeah. We're trying to sort of like maintain creative ownership and control over our work into the future. And a publisher could be useful, but I think we've got the skills to basically do it all ourselves.
Yeah.
I could see us maybe like doing like a partnership with like one of the smaller indie publishers, but I would never want to go to like a big publisher because there's just too much tied in with it.
Yeah. And half the point of the studio is to try and
avoid that
sort of thing. Yeah.
So we're trying to be smart about who like we work with and who we partner with in the future.
Bruce Wayne. Batman.
Well, excuse me? You said Bruce Wayne is Batman?
What?
Bruce Wayne is a billionaire playboy. He's got better
else.
things to do than be Batman.
He's not wearing hockey pads.
I'm thinking of someone else, I'm sorry.
Clearly. Christ.
Are you looking for developers? I'd love to help in any way that I can.
We have a couple of jobs up on the site.
There is a careers page on the Softworks website.
Indeed. So if you look like you might fit one of those options, stick in an email to us. I won't be reading them for a couple of days because
there's a lot.
There's probably going to be a lot of them. But I will try and get back to people. Right now we're quite busy. We've got quite a lot of people on the project. The way we're kind of working right now is primarily hiring freelancers and bringing people on and back and forth. A bee! I love bees.
I don't love bees.
I love bees.
This is the premise for our Odd Couple sitcom that's coming up. It's
Beads of a feather.
They love bees and they hate bees.
What are they going to do? What's it called?
Bee.
Have a bee. Honey, I'm home. Honey, I'm bees. No, so we work currently, the way that we're trying to build the studio is eventually we'll be able to bring people on full time, but right now we're working people freelance so we can sort of let the studio breathe. So when we need narrative people, we'll bring them on for like a couple of weeks, and then once they're done, they'll go off and do on their merry way and do other things, and we'll bring them back later when we need them again, and stuff like that. And it's the smart way of doing things right now because we don't have enough money to keep people on full time all the time. Yeah.
Finny Fugel asks, will there be another theme song made for this game too?
There will indeed be a song made for this game.
It's pretty good so far.
You haven't finished it yet?
Haven't finished it yet, but it's, I've started
the first verse, fire.
Yeah.
I asked if there were any burning questions, and Fawn Valentine said, why are all my questions burning, and what can I do to make the burning stop?
I think there's a cream.
Consult your doctor.
Yeah.
That happened to me once. Not a good move.
Yeah.
We got two similar questions.
Okay.
Nerd Raps asks, how was the barbecue? And Ashi asks, what would you rate the barbecue out of 10?
Now we talked about this. This depends on how you're ranking barbecues.
It does.
We are British.
Yes.
And in England, the term barbecue means something very different to what barbecue means in America.
Yep.
And on a scale of British barbecues, like out of 10, I'd say this is a good 7, 8 out of 10.
We had some pretty damn good,
some really lovely sausages.
The sausages were A tier. It was fantastic.
Yeah. But on a scale of world barbecue, like counting American barbecue, this was like a 2.
Yes. No, I agree. We had Cajun spice, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
But we didn't have we didn't smoke anything.
Yeah.
There was no brisket. There is actually an American barbecue place just down the road.
Ah.
So if you want to go and compare today, maybe. But yeah,
Doxing yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be here much longer. It's fine.
in America, barbecue is a whole tradition, and
Yeah.
there's a whole like very technical way of doing it, and different like competing styles of barbecue.
Indeed.
And,
Whereas
and
in the
it's
UK
a cuisine. In the UK, barbecue just means to cook things on a grill outdoors.
Yeah, we just throw charcoal on the barbecue, and then we just throw stuff on it, and hopefully we don't get food poisoning.
And thus far, we've not.
And the main thing is, it's a thing that we do whenever the sun is out. As soon as the sun comes out, you will smell the smell of barbecue rising over the suburbs in every city and every town in the UK because we can't help ourselves. The moment there's like a crumb of sun,
Yeah.
it's out there and we barbecue.
So yeah, on a global scale, not a great barbecue, like versus like American barbecue, but for a British barbecue, it was good.
What in terms of company though?
Well, that drags it down, doesn't it?
Yeah, there are people. I think that we've got a picture as well, so we'll put the picture up. There's the picture. There it is. That was a couple of the people from the studio. We gave them some stuff. It was cute.
Yeah. If we're all holding things in the photo that are blurred out, it's because we're all holding game-related trinkets that is spoilers.
You ain't allowed to see them yet.
Yeah.
But you will eventually, at some point.
Yeah.
Probably.
Liz, as a treat for reading the questions, do you want to ask us a question?
Yeah.
Ooh, if you could travel to any city in the world, where would you go?
I would like to go to Vegas.
I was going to say Vegas. Vegas was my dream holiday location for years,
Yeah.
and then I was very fortunate enough to be able to go there.
Yeah.
So like, I've ticked off my bucket list, like big bucket list city was Vegas, but I'd go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I'd like to go to Cairo as well, but I'd like to go with friends for that because I fear me on my own I wouldn't last very long.
Here's the thing, there's actually a pyramid in Vegas.
Oh, then I'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to do the other ones.
Yeah.
That's all right then. The Luxor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luxor.
Yeah, just go there.
Got a Titanic exhibition in it.
Oh, wow,
Real
amazing.
pyramids don't have that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it did when we were. I don't know if
What
it's
is-
still-
what is a real-
It's a long-standing thing. It's been there for
Is
like
it?
15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
What is
okay.
a real pyramid if just a bunch of rocks, whereas the Luxor has premium bedrooms and discounts?
Well, it has
and-
bedrooms.
And delightful... This video is sponsored by the Luxor.
The Luxor Hotel.
Lux or for a good price.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Yeah.
There'll be lots more Softworks info to come, doubtless here and on the Softworks YouTube channel, which
Indeed.
obviously we have formed. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for your questions. And we've got a game to make.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of the wonderful reception we've had so far. It's been great for the team and for me and for you.
Yeah, the whole team is so excited, with how excited everyone out there is.
Yeah, it's been
over at the
joyous.
studio.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, should we go make that game?
Let's go make that game. Probably have it done by
Let's go.
5, 6.
Oh, my knees! Oh!